Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and this video, is a flip through of my finished art journal for the Magician. So I just want to there we go. This video is a final flip through of my Magician art journal. And just to bring everyone up to speed in case anyone is new or this is the first time you're seeing this, what I like to do is randomly select a major arcana. And then I have a junk journal style art journal that starts out something like this. That I develop some prompts based off the card and the energies and what it all means to me. And then I create different layouts. So in this video, the intent here is I'll walk you through the prompt and maybe just one observation or something. There might be one page where I do a little bit more because it was a very meaningful page for me. But if you're interested in the process or the tools or what I was thinking about as I was making each page, that's where I intend those working sessions where I get into a lot of the detail. My goal here is just to keep this a little higher level and kind of like you're going through a museum and reading the little tag on the wall and making your own observations as well. So with that, I will start here with the cover, and the prompt for this page was really, there was no prompt. It was important for me to pull through this color of yellow. Yellow is really important, in my opinion, when you're working with setting intentions, generating things in your life, setting your manifestations. Yellow is the color of awareness and clarity and consciousness. And ask me how I know. When you set your intentions, you really need to be clear and specific. Otherwise, you'll get all sorts of things coming back at you. So that's sort of where my head was at for this page. And the only observation I'll make, if you watch my other videos, I like to say that glitter makes everything better. This is the one where, I don't know, I put some clear glitter on that infinity and I'm not exactly sure if it made it better, but it's there now and I'm moving on and it'll be okay. In this spread, the theme is about receiving and sending energy. And I wanted to create something that had tension in the two sides. So what I mean by that is industry versus nature. So I did a city and some flowers. And I wanted to show how with the Magician energy, you can hold things that oppose each other and still create. It gets into that theme of creating and create. I hate using the word manifestation so much, but it's what you're growing. They can come from different places. It doesn't have to all be in one place. The Magician is really good at using all of the tools and everything in front of him. He holds the opposites and he makes them work. So that's what I was getting at here. And I really like the colors of this a lot. I don't know, there's something missing here for me, but I'm going to call it good for now. In the third spread, this is the second spread, I am working with the 4 powers. And I'm talking about here the 4 different suits that are on the Magician's, or the 4 different items on the Magician's table. He's got the wand, the cup, the coin, and the sword. And I pick out some papers that are rough, smooth, light, and fluid as a play on the 4 elements. And I use this thread to channel the energy. And again, I like this page. I like the color scheme because to me this reads as a night sky, but it's a cream colored background. And I think that's really interesting and a fun way to think about that. Night sky in a new way. Here's the third spread. this one got me thinking. As I was working on these 2 pages, I started thinking about how intentions, ideas, what you want to create in your life, how that comes into being. And for me, it's always from a place of quiet, when my mind is quiet. And so that's the idea that I'm expressing here, of quieting the mind, things being maybe a little out of focus, like that space between a dream state and an awake state, where the ideas come in and then are planted in like little seeds. On this layout, my theme was echoes, and I wanted to try to represent how your intentions echo throughout time and space. So when you set your mind to something, and maybe you don't, you're working toward it and maybe it doesn't arrive, that doesn't distill from the intent or the impression that your energy pushing out in that direction, that energy is always there. So even, let me say that again, even if you are working toward a goal, the energy and the intent of working toward that goal is always pushing out into the universe, and it creates like a ripple in the water. I chose to use circles also because of there's no beginning and no end, just like the infinity. This one's my favorite page. The theme here is the conduit, and I use David Bowie as my inspiration, as someone who represents the magician energy very well. And when I was working on this page, I talked a lot about, how this came to be. But there was one quote that I wanted to share that really spoke to me. It's a quote from Bowie, of course, and he said, "Never play to the gallery. Always remember that the reason you initially started working was that there was something inside of yourself that you felt that if you could manifest in some way, you would better understand more about yourself." And that quote was really powerful to me, because my entire channel and creating these videos and figuring out, okay, Wednesday I want to be like this, and then my weekend videos I want to be like this, it's helped me figure out a lot about myself, not only my creative process, but who I am as a person, how I want to communicate on the internet. It's been a very interesting journey for me, and I've struggled, but I keep moving. And that quote, when I came upon it, just really anchored me further into this page and David Bowie and all of the creativity he shared with us, and being able to relate to that quote and what I'm trying to do. And then finally, on my last page, this is my wink and a nod, a little something playful. I would love to have a soaking bathtub. So this is my ode to what I would like to see come into my life. I will add the bubbles, but I would love a soaking bathtub, and put on the jams and have some pretty artwork on the walls. So that's it. It's complete. I'm ready to get started on the next one. This is the 3rd in the series, and so you will see coming soon the next Major Arcana Art Journal. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.